Clear off your desk, silence your notifications, and open your project notebook. Keep your active business idea right at the front of your mind as we get to work. Today, we are focusing on card 4. You can see the objective right at the top: customer interviews. The middle of the card provides our governing rule: whoever understands the customer best wins. Building a product based entirely on your own intuition is a massive risk. You are assuming you know exactly what the market wants, without taking the time to check the math. This chart shows the rate of new insights discovered against the number of interviews conducted. The curve climbs rapidly out of the gate, but notice how it plateaus sharply right around the 10-person mark. You do not need to interview 50 people. 5 to 10 focused conversations will reveal the major behavioral patterns of your target audience. Hitting that baseline of 5 to 10 interviews is a strict prerequisite. It forces you to validate the demand before you spend a single hour or dollar building the actual product. To execute those interviews effectively, we need to look at the dark green section at the bottom of the card. It lays out 4 specific strategic angles to cover. Pulling from a tight, overlapping cluster creates a biased echo chamber. You need a widely distributed, well-rounded sample. When probing current problems, note the inefficient workarounds they use. If they piece together messy, manual fixes to bypass roadblocks, you've found a verified pain point. Getting accurate thoughts on your proposed solution requires a specific psychological approach. People are naturally polite and will often agree with you just to avoid conflict. To get past that, you have to invite criticism. Ask them what is missing or why your idea might fail. These initial questions serve a single purpose. They prove the problem actually exists out in the real world, long before you start pitching a polished product to solve it. Let's zoom in on that final bullet point. It covers the ultimate test of validation: the willingness to pay. There is a massive gap between a user saying your product sounds cool and that same user actually reaching for their credit card. You need to pin down exactly how much they would pay, how frequently, and what specific adjustments would make it a guaranteed purchase. Mapping out all 4 of these angles perfectly on day 1 will likely cause you to overthink the process and stall out. Let's break that inertia. Pause the video, look at these 4 bullet points, and pick the single area where your knowledge is the weakest. Set a timer for 5 minutes and draft out your interview questions for that specific blind spot. Isolating just one metric to focus on first gets you out of the planning phase and creates immediate forward momentum. This matrix plots subject relationship against the value of the data they provide. Notice that friends and family sit squarely in the high bias, low value quadrant. They want to protect your feelings. You need strangers. To find those strangers, zoom in on the specific digital locations where your target audience hangs out and complains about their problems. This means digging into niche forums, searching through targeted subreddits, and running specific LinkedIn search strings. Securing their time requires a straightforward value exchange equation. Send a targeted direct message offering a low-cost, high-appeal incentive, like a $10 coffee gift card, in exchange for 15 minutes of their unfiltered insight. Frame your outreach carefully. Do not position yourself as a salesperson pitching a new tool. Approach them as a student seeking advice from an industry veteran. People love to share their expertise when they feel respected. Building in a vacuum practically guarantees failure every single time. Execute these 5 to 10 foundational interviews to map out your audience. As Mike Gospe points out, whoever understands the customer best wins.